To do something a little bit differently today, we're going to do our evening routine. It's about 6:30. We just arrived at this campsite, and I'm going to scope out a spot to put our tent that doesn't look like it pools water because it is supposed to rain tonight. The boys just went down to the spring to make sure there's actually water in it, and if the spring is good. So I'm looking around at the spots, and you kind of want to look for low spots like depressions, and that's where water pools, and you don't want to stay there if it's going to rain. Also, there's like little kind of marks that pooling water makes around edges, so you don't want to camp at any of those. And then also, if it's really, really packed hard, the water tends to pool there. So here's an example. This is really, really hard packed. And see those cracks? That tells me water's gonna pool there. Boys report that the water is going good. So I'm gonna get out all the water bottles, and they're gonna need to fill up every single water bottle. This earth is very hard packed. Let's hope the water just runs down the hill and flows away from us. It's supposed to pour tonight. Now that I've chosen a spot, it's time to set up the tent. So normally if the boys were over here, they would help me, but since they're getting water, they're not able to help me with this. Okay, so I've got tent and tent stakes and trekking poles, and here I go. I'm gonna set it up. Got the tent set up, and now I'm gonna start setting up beds. Again, this is something the boys would usually do, but they went down to get the water, and they came back up with 3 of them not full because they forgot to fill them, which is just about sums up what my kids do. They start something, get halfway through, forget that they were doing it, and kind of abandon the task. So I'm getting all the stuff that we need for the evening out of my pack, including my sleeping pad, all of my clothes, got the electronics, the medication bag out. There's the kitchen. This is my quilt. Quilt is gonna come out. This is all my clothes. And then this is my quilt, and I need to let that fully loft to make it fully warm for the night, so I gotta take it out of its stuff sack. I just want to show you that our tent has this bathtub design, so it's actually meant to come up sort of like this to not let the rain in. We'll see how it works tonight. Now I'm gonna get my quilt out so that it can like fluff up and fully loft, and that way it will work the best to keep me warmest. Watch. Oh, there it is. It'll get a lot fluffier the longer it sits out. I actually turn the stuff sack from my quilt inside out and use it to make like a little pillow. I stuff a bunch of stuff in there, like extra clothes and things. This is my clothing bag, so I'm going to empty it out, get out the stuff I want. Alright, I filled up this little stuff sack, so this is what I can put between my legs so that my hips don't hurt quite as much. It doesn't work that well, I gotta admit. I've got my raincoat here, I'm going to need that tomorrow. And then I've got, this is my little pillow, and I'll blow that up later. Okay. Basically everything I just did for myself, I'm going to do for the boys, so I'm going to put Sonic next to me tonight. Alright, so there's both of their sleeping pads. Alright, I've got Buttercup, quilt, pajamas, dry socks, and there's his dry bag that's got all the rest of his clothes in it, except what he's wearing now. Alright, switch the boys' spots. But there's Sonic set up, so he's got pajamas, socks, there's his dry bag, his quilt is lofting, got the same thing set up for Buttercup. Now the next thing I need to do is organize the food. So everybody has a food bag for the day. I switch over their foodstuffs for the next day before I make dinner. Alright, so we need to get all the garbage out of these. Get all the trash out and put it in the trash bag.
The rest of my trash is in my backpack.
Go get all the trash and so we can put it all together in a bag. Now we put all the trash in our little trash bag. These are to put into your snack bag.
I'm just gonna throw it.
I see that garbage bag is still open and it's quite windy and the garbage is going to start blowing out. Buttercup, you need to put these empty plastic bags in the food bag here before they blow away. No, I didn't ask you to put one in the other. I asked you to put both of them in the food bag.
Oh.
Can you please put the tent stake back inside there so it doesn't blow away? Now, I'm gonna start setting up cooking. While I'm cooking, the boys are off playing. They always engage in very active play. Always, always, always. They never, ever, ever sit quietly and play with toys quietly or play quiet games or play cards or anything like that. They do have Uno. And they sometimes play Uno extremely loudly. I think right now they're working on doing parkour on some trees here. It's gotten colder and colder and colder as the days gone by. So here's something a little bit out of the ordinary. I went ahead and came in the tent before eating dinner, and that's just because I'm really, really cold and I'm tired and my back hurts and I'm feeling very impatient with the kids, so I need a little bit of distance. So their foods are currently cooking in their heating bags and my food is just about done, so I am going to relax in here and eat because I know that I'm not going to spill. The boys definitely cannot eat in a tent because they would spill. I was just noticing how many little bugs are in here. Yikes, we're gonna have to try to kill some of these. Here's my oatmeal all cooked and ready, and I'm gonna eat it right out of the bag. And the boys' food will be ready within the next couple minutes, and they will eat theirs out of the bag, but they will eat theirs out of the bag and also out of the tent. My oatmeal is really delicious. It's so good. I'm feeling a lot better now that I ate and I'm in the tent. It's a lot warmer. The boys are actually huddled in the vestibule because they can't come in here to eat, but they wanted to be closer. So kind of next steps are, I already put away the stove and the pot and stuff like that. And we just gonna kind of lick our spoons cleanish. We are gonna need to brush our teeth before bed. Sonic is being dramatic about brushing his teeth. No, the kids don't like to brush their teeth. Do any kids like to brush their teeth? There's probably kids that like to brush their teeth. My kids don't like it. Sonic's gonna start his journal right now and his math problems. He's got his pajamas on. I'm blowing up my pad with my pump sack. So you blow into this hole and then it fills with air. And I have it attached to my sleeping pad, and then you just push down on it. Blows air in there. Now my quilt actually attaches to my sleeping pad with the quilt straps. So here's a quilt strap, for example. So I'm going to get that hooked around my sleeping pad now. Okay, so I've got that hooked around. You can see it's like hooked right there. So Sonic is still doing schoolwork. Buttercup is still sitting in the vestibule. Now I'm going to blow up my pillow. All right. Okay, it's time for me to get my pajamas on now. It's starting to get dark, so I'm not sure if you can see, but Sonic's pajamas are a synthetic shirt, and then he's got fleece pants, and then did you put on your clean socks, or are these your stinky old ones? These are your stinky old ones. Take these off and put on your clean ones, please. I'm in my pajamas now, so I've got a synthetic shirt that has a hood, and it actually has a balaclava too, although I never use that part. I've got synthetic leggings. These are just cheap leggings from Walmart. And then I put on some darn tough wool socks. In case you are curious, Buttercup is still working on his dinner over there. Buttercup is finally in the tent and ready to get his jammies on. And I am going to stop filming, but Sonic is underneath there doing his schoolwork. But I'm going to stop filming because it is getting dark and I am exhausted. And I'm going to say good night. See you tomorrow.
Good night.